Hello there, and welcome to another episode of Electric Sheep. This is a story that's almost 5 minutes, so I guess that's getting to a longer story now, but the definition of long and short will change over time. But this is Mad versus Bad. Get ready for the IIV numbering system in here, okay? So, Mad versus Bad.
Mad versus bad. When the meek are cornered, they do not always beg, they ignite. The alley. Claravale rain made the asphalt shine like obsidian. 3 men followed Claravale from the Neon Owl Club, their voices sticky with arrogance. Hey, sweetheart, said the tall one, Deke, cracking his knuckles. Don't walk away when someone's talking to you. Clara turned. Her face was ghost pale beneath the flickering streetlight. You don't want this, she whispered. Deke shoved her hard against the brick wall. The second man grabbed for her purse strap. The third reached for her wrist. They attacked first. Hands hungry, voices loud, thinking she was an easy thing to take. She moved with the precision of someone who had practiced surviving. She smashed her purse into Deke's face. Inside was a brick. She carried it since the last time she'd been followed home. His nose broke with a sound like snapping celery. The second man lunged. She ducked low, swept his legs, and drove her knee into his jaw. When the third tried to grab her again, she tore the glass bottle from a trash bin, swung it clean through his throat. When the police found them minutes later, Clara was sitting cross-legged beside their bodies, her eyes distant, voice steady. They wanted a victim, she said. They found a volcano. Sick. The office. Evelyn Shore. Every morning, Evelyn Shore entered Berriman Logistics with a knot in her stomach. Her boss, Glenn Rourke, loved humiliating his staff, especially her. This morning, he hurled his mug across her desk again, coffee splattering her project reports. You're useless, Shore, he barked. Something in her finally clicked. She opened her laptop, accessed the office surveillance feed she'd been quietly saving for weeks. Every insult, every thrown object, every unwanted touch. While he ranted, she mirrored the video to the building's screens. By the time he realized what was happening, his own face filled every monitor. The office froze. Whispers began. The HR manager's phone buzzed. By noon, Glenn was escorted out in handcuffs for workplace assault. When Evelyn walked home that night, her heels clicked with the rhythm of freedom. They said I'd go mad one day, she murmured. They were right, just not in the way they thought. The soldier, Aaron Cade. They found him half buried in sand, his armor scorched black, his oxygen gauge flashing red. A mercenary chief known as Vorn grinned, raising his rifle. Pray to your gods, soldier. Aaron Cade's lips cracked into a grin. I already did. He pressed the beacon against his chest. From the clouds came a metallic roar, a swarm of aerial drones streaking like meteors. The mercenaries scattered. Too late. Explosions lit the night like daylight. When the dust settled, Vorn's crew were silhouettes in glassed sand, and Aaron staggered forward, bleeding but alive, the drones hovering like loyal wolves. His voice rasped through the comms. You thought you were bad. I'm mad enough to survive anything. IFE. The neighborhood. Mama Ruth. On the corner of Jasper and 12th, Mama Ruth's bakery was the last warm light in a dying block. Every week, the Steel Knives gang shook her down for protection money. One night, they came again, 5 of them, loud and high, led by Tino Vega. They didn't notice the old women watching from windows, or the quiet men sitting in parked cars. When the lights went out, the gang laughed. Then the laughter stopped. Chains from nowhere, tires slashed, engines dead. A sound like whispering wind carried through the dark, the entire neighborhood, moving as one. When the lights flickered back on, the knives were zip-tied in their own truck, stripped to their underwear, spray-painted with the words, "Not welcome here." Tino's car sat stacked in his yard, metal twisted into a perfect letter R for Ruth. She sold twice as many muffins the next morning. Mad? She said, wiping her hands on her apron. No, baby, just tired of bad men thinking they own the night. The verdict. The world. The psychologists call it mass reactive aggression disorder. The streets call it mad versus bad. The bullied, the broken, the cornered, they learned the same lesson in Blood and Flame. When fear ends, fury begins. Across cities, deserts, and alleys, the predators started vanishing. No conspiracy, no leader, just the collective awakening of those who'd had enough. Because in the end, bad men can only rule a world where the mad are still sleeping, and the mad are awake now.
Well, it's a little cryptic, but I like it. You know, I gave a light outline for the prompt on this one and just tweaked it with a few additional prompts afterwards. But this is almost all written by ChatGPT. But I did encourage it to, well, actually have people defending themselves. The first story there originally had her swinging the brick purse into his face without any actual attack happening. And it just seemed like it would be a better story if she was defending herself rather than just preemptively attacking. Because, maybe some guy cracking his knuckles and laughing ominously isn't going to attack you, but that's just the way I wanted it. Though I wanted it clear, these were reactions for the most part. I don't know if I definitely wasn't planning on having something like a soldier in the story, and I really wasn't thinking this needed to be as much of a sci-fi story, but that's definitely a lot of sci-fi elements in the soldier's story there. Um, but I did like it nonetheless. I like the idea that he referred to the incoming drones as his god. That might be just another way of saying he's an atheist and my god is the weapons that saved my ass, or maybe it was more literal. Who knows? Maybe he's got a complicated robot religion. Um, but regardless, I did mostly like this. I did come up with the title Mad versus Bad. I was originally going to have it be Mad Men versus Bad Men, but I didn't want to restrict it to just men. Yeah. So I enjoyed the story. There's some goofy lines, like saying, I think it was something along the lines of they were looking for a victim, but they found a volcano. That's kind of goofy, but if you had been through a traumatic experience, maybe you might say something a little goofy too. Who knows? Um, yeah, I'll just leave it at that. My name is Joseph Arthur Roszell. I want to thank you for watching. I want to wish you all the luck in the world, and I want you to remember that I love you. Peace out.